it's Erin, and it's time for another anime review. You guys thought I was never ever gonna be doing one of these ever again. Guess what? Fooled you. It's been a really long time though. I'm really sorry about that. It's been like a year and a half. Oops. Today I'm going to be talking about an anime that if you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw me feels barfing about this past summer because my husband and I decided that we were just going to marathon the crap out of it and didn't really understand the feels that we were in for. The feels train, it was a lot of feelings. Of course, the anime I'm talking about is Hunter x Hunter 2011. This review should come as no surprise since I've already done a top 11-ish moments from Hunter x Hunter because I loved it that much. It was also #1 on my top anime of 2014 list. So, guys, this anime is amazing. Not to spoil my review, but so good. Also, I apologize in advance if my reviewing skills are a little bit rusty, since, like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these. But on that note, so let's get started. What is Gon doing? Hunter x Hunter tells the story of Gon, an adventurous and rambunctious 12-year-old boy who has decided to take the hunter exam in order to find his father, a pro hunter, aka a licensed person who specializes in crazy pursuits such as treasure hunting, bounty hunting, discovering new species, all sorts of wild and amazing things. During the hunter exam and his ensuing adventures, he meets a handful of colorful characters, some friendly and others not so much, and thus starts one of the most thought out, heartfelt, and underrated action anime of the last decade. Hunter x Hunter 2011 is the animation world's second stab at an adaptation of the manga of the same name, written by Togashi Yoshihiro, also the author of the beloved Yu Yu Hakusho. The first adaptation and OVA were released in 1999 and 2001 respectively, both of which were produced by Nippon Animation. This time around, it's Madhouse Studios at the helm with Kojima Hiroshi as director. The action-adventure genre has had some of the most beloved series in anime, giving us some of the most recognizable faces. From Dragon Ball Z to Naruto to the seemingly unbeatable king that is One Piece, long-running shonen anime and manga have topped popularity charts for years and had an everlasting impact on the medium. They've come to be associated with a very recognizable form of storytelling that contains badass battles and inspirational messages of friendship and tear-inducing deaths and really endearing characters that are also very stereotypical within the genre. Unfortunately, given the young teenage boy demographic they're targeted towards, people have also taken to perceiving them as immature, fan-servicey, and uninspired children's stories. While not entirely unfounded, this is still kind of sad to see because there are so many well-written and outstanding stories within the genre that shouldn't be dismissed simply because they have a shonen tag. And the top of that list is none other than Hunter x Hunter 2011. In this land of scream-filled power-ups, bromances, and underdog heroes, Hunter x Hunter stands out as an underrated but strong contender for being not only one of the most solid shonens ever, but one of the best anime ever. When one has source material from a writer as talented as Togashi, it's kinda hard to screw that up. But the director still deserves his dues for his notable and fantastic adaptation of Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is an anime entirely about the journey rather than the end game, a theme that runs deeper than a wise quote. The idea weaves its way into every aspect of the story, from the way the arcs play out to how every relationship is built. Don't let the shonen tag or the initial brightness of the color palette fool you. Hunter x Hunter has many more mature forms of storytelling occurring than expected. You'll be surprised by how seamlessly the story flows from exciting adventure to dark, bleak tragedy, and then back again. The first few arcs play to the lighter, funner parts of the genre that we're used to, while also giving us enough small, unassuming tastes of the heavier material we'll be seeing later on. Quirky, well-built characters, fast-paced fights, and easy humor are engaging enough in the first handful of episodes to attach us to the anime, until the series unexpectedly shifts its focus towards the darker. And it's during these darker shifts that the entire atmosphere of the show changes. Music turns haunting or vanishes completely. The tension builds in intensity with every single line of dialogue. The coloring goes from cheerful to somber. Even the time of day is effectively utilized, as almost every scene takes place either beneath the black of night or the somber gray of clouds during the day. In terms of the writing, Togashi goes beyond the shallow idea of shonen tropes and pokes at their holes, at our preconceived notions of them, to make us think deeper about them. His fearless writing perfectly balances the line between revealing too much and explaining just enough, and the way his stories unravel is consistently jaw-dropping and mind-blowing. And whereas other series may use specific yet minor goals for underlying motivation for arcs upon arcs upon arcs upon arcs, Hunter x Hunter settles scores quickly. It never draws them out for unnecessary amounts of time, but even if they are, we still get some sort of gratification in one way or another early on. For an anime in a genre where battles are a basic ingredient, Hunter x Hunter spends very little time actually in them. The focus is much more on the growth of abilities, the strategies that happen pre-battle, and how individual characters develop their own unique style. When battles do happen, they're snappy and engaging, with a distinct lack of unnecessary over-explanation and hand-holding, keeping the viewer in the moment as if we ourselves were spectating from the stand. And for the most part, give or take the intricacy of the arc, the battles don't drag on for episode upon episode upon episode, which any fan of shonen knows is a complete ailment of many anime adaptations. Usually the manga aren't quite like that, but man, anime adaptations of fighting anime, gotta drag it out for as long as possible, my golly. The fights are exhilarating and mind-blowing and just so much fun to watch, both for people who are fans of fighting and those who may not enjoy it as much usually. Moving on to characters, in the hands of a lesser skilled writer, the likelihood that Hunter x Hunter's characters would have been cardboard cutouts is high, but Togashi's clever dialogue and talent for crafting backstories brings them to life with a vibrancy. Most of them may appear rather generic initially, specifically Gon, but the genuine enthusiasm of them, the interesting world and culture unfolding around them, and their goals are enough to start the connection that will eventually take complete and utter hold as the series progresses. And behind the entire cast is a group of incredibly talented voice actors who deliver impressive and standout performances, particularly Gon and Killua's voice actresses in the Chimera Ant arc, where their displays of raw emotion are so intense you get chills from their dialogue alone. The typical relationships and characters we see in shonen are present in Hunter x Hunter, but they receive the same treatment as the plot. Rather than relationships simply being there in name, Togashi critiques the sometimes shallow usage of them, whether it's the bestie for life trope or the bad guy gang that are just a ragtag group of evildoers for no reason. And he does so by taking the base idea and layering it, as if to say that the cliche doesn't always have to mean one-dimensional. And one of my favorite parts about the cast of Hunter x Hunter is that despite it being vastly majority male, that doesn't mean that the ladies in this series get the short end of the stick in terms of development. They may be outnumbered, but most of them are so charismatic that they steal the scenes they're in. And while some are definitely drawn with more unclothed assets than others, they don't exist to be mere eye candy. Seriously, Bisky is my waifu for life. Love her so much. With so many characters with distinct traits and faults, the viewer is bound to connect with, feel for, or fall in love with at least one of them. But don't be surprised if you find multiple people to root for, or add to your husbando harem like maybe I did with Killua and Hisoka's butt. I'm not saying anything, it totally Finally, let's talk about music and animation. When you have a series with as many dramatic shifts in tone as Hunter x Hunter has, the animation could easily have a hard time keeping up, but luckily the series is in good hands. Without missing a beat, Madhouse keeps up with the story, using tones and colors to build atmosphere in a way that's clear without being too overt as to pull us out of the moment. Movement, be it during a high-intensity battle or a simple conversation, is consistently fluid without cutting corners. Backgrounds are detailed, aiding in the foreground action, and the use of thicker, harsher lines to intensify emotion on characters' faces is an amplifier rather than a distraction. The designs of the characters aren't complex, but they're varied and distinct. fitting for their personalities, whether it's the clothes they wear, such as Killua's endless and amazing wardrobe, or the design of their eyes. Music composition was handled by Hirano Yoshihisa, the composer behind Death Note and Ouran High School Host Club's fantastic soundtracks, and his work here is just as wonderful. While the same tracks are used consistently throughout the entire series for scenes that are similar in tone to one another, the songs are so well composed and impactful that it's easy to forgive the repetitive use of them. Hirano's best work comes during the darker, heavier moments and arcs, when the music dips into subtle, less complex piano melodies that don't distract from the raw pain of the scenes. It's a soundtrack that's beautiful on its own for those who have never even seen Hunter x Hunter, but made that much more so when you're familiar with the tears shed during Hirori Itai, when you know the relationship associated with understanding, and you remember how satisfying it was to hear departure in the series finale. It's an absolutely gorgeous soundtrack that understands its material and goes for understated rather than dominating, adding itself to Hunter x Hunter's never-ending list of positive creative choices. Overall, Hunter x Hunter is not only a fantastic shonen series, but it's also one of the best anime to have aired during the past decade. The anime drives its message home with charming characters, poignant relationships, fascinating trope deconstructions, and intelligent action that's as entertaining to anticipate as it is to watch unfold. It's a wonderful, moving adventure from Gon's first smile to the final closing words that will leave an impact long after the series has ended. Also, there's a sadistic clown who shows his booty, and if that doesn't get you to watch, I don't know what will. If you would like to check out Hunter x Hunter 2011, it is available in its entirety on Crunchyroll, Netflix, and Hulu, so definitely check it out. Okay guys, that is it for my review of Hunter x Hunter 2011. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts and feels on Hunter x Hunter 2011 are if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, let me know if you're planning to check it out, because you should definitely be checking it out because it's good. If you would like to see me talk more about Hunter x Hunter 2011, I actually did a top 11-ish moments from this series. Go ahead and click right here if you want to check out Part 1. Or go ahead and click right here if you want to check out Part 2. Whoop, whoop, whoop. If you'd like more of this lady, this weird lady right here, I have social media. I'm like HappiLeeErin all across the everything. All of my links are in the description down below. I hope you're having a fantastic Hisoka booty-filled day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Creepy. Nope, did it wrong. Nope. While also giving enough small, unassuming taste of the heavier material heavily on the pillow, written by Togashi Yoshihiro, also the author of the beloved series throughout anime, giving us some of the most people have also taken to them arcs upon arcs upon arcs. Ow, I hit myself in the head. Upon arcs, Hunter x Hunter settles scores quickly. Definitely using that take. For an anime in a genre where battles are a basic ingredient for how to make a shonen cake, becoming cardboard cutouts is high. But Togashi's clever dialogue and